Have you ever tried to embrace minimalism but find yourself buying minimalist things? You know, sleek white furniture, monochrome storage bins, and those fancy Japanese teacups that spark joy for about 5 minutes? Here's the deal. Minimalism isn't about making your space look like an IKEA showroom. It's about intentional living, which means owning only what adds value to your life and letting go of the rest. Sounds great, right? But here's a plot twist. Minimalism isn't a one-size-fits-all trait. It's a mindset, a skill, and yes, even a little messy at times. Stick around because today we are diving into the real essence of minimalism. Beyond the authentics, I will bust some myths, share some awkward but relatable examples, and help you find the level of minimalism that works for you. And hey, before we go full Americano on this topic, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss more fun, practical, and totally non-judgy tips. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. Minimalist isn't about having as fewer things as humanly possible. That's not minimalism. That's a furniture-free apartment on Craigslist. Well, minimalism is about owning with intention. Think of it this way. Every item in your life should serve a purpose, bring you joy, or hold meaning, right? Otherwise, it's just clutter disguised as stuff. I once kept an old broken camera because I thought I'd fix it one day, but I never did. Not surprised. It just sat in the drawer, mocking me. So when I finally let it go, I sold it to a guy who collects old camera as a hobby. It feels like a weight had been lifted, not just from my drawer, but from my mind. Now let's talk about the opposite mistake, impulse buying things that look minimalist. You know those ceramic plates that cost more than your rent because they are matte beige? Well, yeah, we've all been there. The irony of minimalism is that people often spend more trying to look minimalist than they would just keeping their regular stuff. Here's the truth. Minimalism doesn't look a certain way. It's not about aesthetic, it's about mindset. Okay, since we have a mindset, we need to have corresponding skills to go deeper, which leads to part 2. Minimalism is a skill, not a trend. Well, I know what you are thinking. Minimalism is trendy. It's all over Pinterest, Instagram, and yes, even TikTok. But here's a problem with trends. They fade. And if you approach minimalism as a trend, you will end up missing the point. For me, I was never someone to chase trendy because I knew I couldn't catch up, and there was no end to trendy. Minimalism was never about being trendy neither. It was about, learning a skill. The skill of asking, do I really need this? And if I do, am I choosing the best quality I can afford? Take my coffee mug collection. I used to have about, maybe more than 20 mugs. Did I need 20? Absolutely no. I only ever used my favorite 1 or 2, so I donated the rest. Now I have just 1 mug I love, and I don't miss the other 19 mugs. The skill here wasn't just about decluttering. It was understanding what actually added value to my life. Think of minimalism like learning to ride a bike. At first, you need training wheels, aka YouTube videos and decluttering guides. But once you've mastered it, you don't think about it anymore. It just becomes part of how you live. Here's the thing about minimalism. There's no finish line. You don't wake up one day, snap your fingers, and suddenly live a perfect minimalist life. It's a journey, not a destination, and it looks different for everyone. When I started, I went all in, decluttering like a maniac. I got rid of clothes, books, kitchen gadgets, you name it. But then I realized something. Minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about balance. I had a box of sentimental items, like the letters from friends, souvenirs from trips, and yes, even my high school yearbook. These things don't serve a practical purpose, but they bring me joy. And that's okay. Minimalism doesn't mean giving up everything. It means keeping what matters. So the prop tip here is find the level of minimalism that works for you. Maybe that means owning like 30 items, or maybe it means decluttering your closet but keeping your book collection. The point is to make your life simpler, not harder. That's why before you start the minimalism journey, you should know that minimalism frees up more than just a space. The real magic of minimalism is a freedom. With every physical thing you own, you give up a little bit of your personal freedom. Whether it's a time spent cleaning, the money spent maintaining, or the mental energy spent worrying about it. For example, when I decluttered my wardrobe, I suddenly had fewer decisions to make in the morning. No more staring at my closet full of clothes and thinking, I have nothing to wear. But for now, I just need to keep my clothes clean, neat, and comfortable. It was liberating. And minimalism also frees up financial resources. Instead of spending on unnecessary things, you can invest in experiences, savings, or that one big ticket item you've been dreaming about. And let's not forget the mental clarity. A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind. So when you simplify your surroundings, you create room to focus on what truly matters. Whether that's your relationships, your hobbies, or just enjoying a quality cup of coffee in the morning. Next one, let's finally address this common complaint. Well, minimalism is just not for me. Well, you probably heard someone say this, or maybe you've thought it yourself. And you know what? That's okay, because minimalism isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. Here's the thing. Minimalism isn't about fitting into someone else's definition. It's not about living in a tiny house, having only 30 items, or giving up your beloved collection of poker mop cards. Minimalism is about finding what works for your life and let go of the rest. For example, I have a friend who's a passionate baker. Her kitchen is stocked with every gadget you can imagine. The stand mixers, bread machines, cake decorating tools. To her, these are not clutter. They're tools for creativity and joy. For someone else, all that gear might be overwhelming. And I have to say, that's the beauty of minimalism. It's personal. If you're a book lover, keep your library. If you're a gym enthusiast, hold on to your weights. Minimalism doesn't mean giving up the things you love. It means curating your life to reflect what truly matters to you. I learned this the hard way. Well, last year when I moved, I wanted to take my minimalist lifestyle to the next level. So while decluttering my wardrobe, I practically threw everything out. It feels amazing as I was letting go, only to realize I've gotten rid of my winter coat. In Canada, in January, without a winter coat? Wow, I really learned a lesson. Minimalism doesn't mean being unprepared. It means being intentional. So start small. Instead of overhauling your entire life, pick one area, your wardrobe, your kitchen, or even just your junk drawer, and experiment. You will find your groove over time. So the last part is something, minimalism influencers don't talk about enough. The unexpected joys that come with living minimally. Sure, we all know about the clean countertops and extra closet space, but minimalism also brings surprises you didn't even know you needed. One of my favorite unexpected perks is rediscovering forgotten treasures. When I decluttered my storage boxes, I found an old notebook filled with doodles and half-written poems from my teenage years. It was a little bit awkward, but much more funny. It was like opening a time capsule, and it reminded me why I value creativity so much. Minimalism also improves your relationships. When you spend less time managing clutter, you have more time to connect with the people you care about. Like I used to spend hours cleaning my house every weekend. Now, with fewer things, I can tidy up quickly and spend that time going on hikes or catching up with my friends. And let's not forget the environmental benefits. By consuming less, you reduce waste and make more eco-friendly choices. That reusable water bottle or thrifted jacket, they're part of a bigger picture. So living minimally isn't just good for you, it's good for the whole planet. Finally, there's a mental clarity. When your space is free of distractions, your mind follows suit. I can't tell you how many aha moments I've had while sitting in my decluttered living room. It's like my brain finally had room to breathe. Last but not the least, celebrate the little wins. Each time you declutter or choose not to buy something unnecessary, take a moment to appreciate how it makes you feel. Those small joys add up to something pretty amazing over time. So there you have it, the real deal on minimalism. It's not about owning nothing. It's about living with intention, freeing yourself from the excess and making space for what truly matters. Now let me know in the comments, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to minimalism? Or better yet, what's your most ridiculous minimalist purchase? That must be so fun. See you next time. Bye.